Howdy folks. Yeah, I think I got that camera adjusted right. This is a midweek shave for me, and the soap that I'm using today, TFS, the scent on this soap I really do like. It's has a nice sweet scent to it. It's a fairly soft soap. Doesn't take a whole lot to put fingerprint in there. Pinaud Citrus Musk. Got my trusty alum block, complete with the rubber band. The witch hazel I'm going to be using today, I had a special find because I always wondered where somebody could find this actually in a store. Found it at Marshall's, Humphreys. Thought that was a pretty neat find. And oh, my beard balm I use off camera there, Cremo, and that's what it looks like. It's got a spearmint scent to it. The brush I'm using today is Omega Sintex. Yep, already got it lathered up. Got lots of lather in this bowl. Lathered up really nice. The Shavette I'm using is came by the way, was made for the Facebook group Shavette World. This came by the way of Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. The blade that is in here, in the classic Samurai I was using a Shake injector blade, and this particular case I have a Personna, I believe it's referred to as a mini hair shaper. Looks just like an injector blade. This particular Shavette is not designed to hold an injector blade. It was something I kind of crossed my mind and decided to give it a try in the classic Samurai, and it worked out real well. Got 5 shaves out of the blade, and smooth, comfortable, and the blade stayed put. Now over time, that swing clamp, if that's what you want to call it, if it starts to give way, I guess I'll find out one day. I have a feeling it's going to be a moment before I find out, because that clamp's pretty tight. And this Shavette feels like it's got a pretty good clamp on it. And let's see, you might be able to tell there is not an excessive amount of blade there. The top of the blade rests on the 2 stops that's inside there, and that's how I'm getting that blade gap there. This will be pass number 1 with the grain, and we'll see how it works with the Shavette. Like I said, it was really surprising on how well it shaved with the classic Samurai. I will say that it's probably similar. Now the blade itself gives you a different feel, but it'd be similar to what you get with a feather. The shave is just different in between the DE blade and an injector blade, and with these things it's just it's a different shave. To be honest with you, I like the injector blade better. Yeah, the shave with this is very similar to the classic Samurai. To be honest with you, I really can't tell the difference in between the 2 blades. Very smooth. To me, it's really nice shaving like with an injector blade in these things. Got a few more Shavettes, so I'll keep on give it a try through these and see which ones it'll work with and which ones it won't. But about like anything else, when you're testing things out, you know, if you try one of these, you need to be kind of careful, because you are risking that the blade might try to move on you. And so far it feels like it's staying in place. Scent on this soap is, like I said, it's really sweet. I really like this soap. It's the only one I have, though. One of those deals you can't buy all the soap that you like from all the different artisans. And I couldn't tell you for sure why I picked that particular scent out of all the ones that are made. If you hadn't tried one of these Omega Sintex brushes, the bristles, similar to their synthetic Omega S brush line, the bristle has a different feel to it. Than the S line. This, even though that it has a nice white bristle to it, as opposed to the Omega S that looks, kind of resembles a boar hair brush. This, actually this one here seems like it's a little bit more of a rougher boar brush that hadn't been broken yet. For me, those kind of brushes don't bother me. To me, after you get the soap on there, it still goes on pretty smooth, but I can definitely tell the difference in the stiffness. So if you're not liking the Personna knot, for instance, want something a little stiffer, feels a little, I guess you might say, more exfoliating, yeah, this one here might be the one for you. Seems the other one that I've got that's a Sintex seems to rinse out pretty easy. I'm not sure what size the knot is. So in other words, if you like me and got facial hair, maybe don't need a larger knot, cover more area, maybe it's not a bad brush to have. We got tons of lather. You can kind of tell they're a very white bristle. This is the first one I had with this kind of handle, this shape. Kind of like it. Able to grip it right there without a problem. It is smooth, not quite like my the other Sintex. Has a little bit on the, I don't know if you can see that or not. Appears to have a, in other words, not perfectly round and smooth. This is the Omega S brush. Kind of see right there. Make it a little bit easier to hang on to if your hands are wet. To me, they're inexpensive brushes and they lather up just fine. Look nice too, in my opinion. Over the weekend, had a computer issue. So yeah, I didn't do any filming over the weekend. Matter of fact, I didn't even shave. Got pretty busy this past weekend. Uh, Windows did an update, and for whatever reason, the keyboard, it would recognize the keyboard and allow you to enter your password to enter to get into the computer. But after that, it wouldn't recognize the computer. I mean the keyboard. So it took me quite a while to figure out, in between, doing other, things that you do over the weekend, like paint the shed. It took me a while to figure out what was going on with it. It was, I think it was going into late Sunday evening before I finally figured out. I even went ahead and reset the whole computer, wiped out all the files, in other words, did a fresh install. Could not figure out what in the heck was going on with it, and it felt kind of stupid after I figured it out. It was a pretty simple setting. Happened to two computers. What had happened was after the update went through, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was what it did inside in the way of the setting of increasing the sensitivity of your sticky key. Both computers, after I took the sticky key setting off of there, disabled it, worked just fine. Why did it work? Long enough for me to enter the password, and then the rest of the time it wouldn't work? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. It's kind of baffling. In case you're wondering, I also have a backup in case this setup with the injector blade and Shavette didn't quite work out. I've got a DE razor sitting over here ready to go. I always have one set up ready to go. To me, it's always good to have a backup plan in case the razor, the Shavette, or whatever you're using, the shaver, not working well for you that day, but you got another one set up ready to go. You know the saying, how best laid plans. And that you might wake up in a different mood than what you did the night before when you set this up. Kind of notice it seems like the artisans are coming out with more and more razors. New designs, features. For me, I think it's pretty cool. Coming out in different price ranges too, which is nice. Yeah, not everybody's they might be interested in the $100 to $200 razor, but hey, not Not everybody's budget set up for that. I had found a Gillette razor, vintage, gold tone. Not that it was gold. It's the only one I've got like that. Open comb. Plan on taking some of them and have them replated. This one might be one of the first ones because I haven't shaved with it. But just holding it in my hand, it was one of the nicer vintage razors that's a three-piece design. Really nice. Had a good weight to it, good feel to it. Not like open comb razors anyway. I'm going to use the alum block now, see how the shave went. To me it felt pretty smooth. I guess you might say the typical area. Every once in a while I'll get when I get closer to this area that's always been sensitive, get a little bit of stinging, but outside of that the shave went pretty smooth. Good report, I guess you might say, from the alum block there. Once again, if you didn't get a good look, really nice brush. Shavette had a Personna injector blade in it. Color contrast on this is pretty nice, the red and the black. Witch Hazel, Humphreys. Like I said, I found this at Marshall's. Wife talked me into going in with her. PetSmart was next door, and I was looking for, I got a couple of fish aquariums, and I was looking for a new filter. One I've got is pretty old. It's, I don't know, 7, 8 years old, and it's trying to quit on me, and they needed to get a new one. And I was seeing what was in the store versus ordering online, and got 3 bottles, different flavors of Humphreys, and found 1 bottle of Thayer's. That's my only bottle of Thayer's. Citrus Musk. I like the citrus scents, sweet scents. I really like this scent. The citrus ones are just, to me, they're just awesome. Alright, that pretty much wraps things up for me. Like I say, I'll do this off camera. Everybody through your travels today, be safe and smooth shaves.